Hello, thanks for joining me again. If this is your first time, my name is Deborah Carr and I write historical fiction in that name. And today I have picked up this tag from Emma Bennett's wonderful YouTube channel, and it's called the author tag. And I'm going to answer 10 questions, so you'll find out a little bit more about me, my preferences in books, and a bit about my writing. So here goes. The first question is, this looks very, it look like I'm on a slope, and I'm not. It's just where my camera is. It's balanced on various different things. And I do hope that my dogs, I have 3 dogs, and they've delayed me twice. I've had to start this. So I'm going to hope that one doesn't need to be let in or let out or something. So here we go. So the first question I need to answer, you'll find answers on Emma Bennett's channel on a playlist. And if you look at the hashtag AuthorTubers Assemble, you'll find more. So my first question I need to answer is, where is your favourite place to write? So for those of you who've followed me for a while, I used to have a lovely studio, and before that I had an old garden shed that I used to write in. I don't have either of those things now. And in the summer, I intend to be writing from a lovely little arbour that I'll be doing up in the next couple of months, which I'll be showing on my YouTube channel. But at the moment, I either write here. This is my dining room. I love the light in here. So I write in here a lot. If I don't write here, I then write up in my attic, which is where I have a small office. So in one of the rooms up there. But the lighting there isn't so good, so I generally prefer to write down here. If it's very sunny, so when the weather cheers up, I will write outside. But for now, it's in here in my dining room. That's what I'm liking at the moment, because the weather is not so good, so it cheers me up to be here. Second question is coffee or tea. Now, again, if you've seen my videos before, I often have a coffee. I have it in a sort of triangular shaped glass, and I love it. It's a latte. I have one every day. And at the moment I've got my tea. I can't show it to you because it's balancing behind my camera at the moment. But I have copious amounts of tea every single day. One coffee and lots of tea. So I suppose I should say tea for that answer. Number 3, that question is my favourite book of all time. Well, the book I've read the most and the book I always go back to at least once a year is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I absolutely adore that book. I love that book. She was such a very, very clever author. I love her stuff. Yes, so that's my favourite book of all time, Pride and Prejudice. I don't know how many times I've read it. Question 4, NaNoWriMo. So NaNoWriMo is, for those of you who don't know, it stands for National Novel Writing Month. That is the month of November, and it's where authors commit to write, or try to write, 50,000 words of a novel, a new novel it's supposed to be, in the month of November. Now, I've done that quite a few times. I tend to not do it mostly because I'm either doing edits. It's just not convenient for my writing. I'm a full-time author, so if I'm editing, I can't put that aside for 4 weeks to write 50,000 words of a different book. So it doesn't quite work for me, and it hasn't done a lot of the time, but I have done it probably about 6-7 times, something like that, and I do thoroughly enjoy it. Although it is quite pressured, I do thoroughly enjoy it when I do it. Question 5 is, I can't read my own writing. I've written this down. Oh, the genre I'd write in if I had no restrictions. So I'm currently editing my 32nd book, and I've just started my 33rd book. The 32nd was historical fiction, and the 33rd is actually going to be historical fiction, but with a contemporary twist as well. So my first book I wrote was historical, set during World War One. Broken Faces, that was, and my second one and third one were contemporary romances. So I generally have written most of my books in both those genres. And to be fair, I think if I had to choose any genre at all, it would be historical. It would be historical fiction. So a historical romance. I love the grittiness of history. Yeah, and I adore the research. So yes, historical fiction. Question 6. If you do have any, if I did have any superpower, what would it be? I think for this, it would be to do with my research. So I think my superpower would be when I'm researching to be able to dip back in time in history. That would be like the superpower I'd really love, to be able to dip back in history and actually see firsthand the things I'm researching. Obviously not the grimier things or the grittier things or the war things, but anything else that really matters to me when I'm researching. Something like what clothes somebody would wear, or I don't know, the food they'd eat, or generally what their house would feel like to live in, things like that. I would love to have that sort of superpower. Number 7, question 7, favourite author. I have so many go-to authors, so many of them. Apart from Jane Austen, of course. I suppose my favourite author now is probably Kristen Hanna. I adored The Nightingale. That would be my second favourite book after Pride and Prejudice. Absolutely adored it. Was horrified by it, shocked by it. It was just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And I'm so excited they're now making a film out of it, because I will be having to see that. I might even go to cinema to see it. Normally I wait till films are on Netflix or something, because I'm lazy about going out at night or whatever. But yes, I would definitely go to cinema to see that film. I can't wait to see it. Question 8, excuse me, what kind of music do you listen to when you write? I don't listen to music. I like to have peace when I write. I actually have thought about this a few times. I think because a lot of authors do have a playlist, and some make up different playlists for a different book. And music makes me feel very emotional, like it does most people. So I have thought that maybe it would probably help me, but it might distract me a bit too much. And I think I would take so long trying to find the exact right sort of music to listen that, and I'm always under a deadline, so I probably would waste a lot of time doing that. So it probably wouldn't benefit me in the end anyway, possibly. And question 9, if you did live anywhere, where would it be? I love living here. I live in Jersey, on the island of Jersey. I absolutely adore it. I'm not adoring it right now because it's very misty and cold again and wet outside. But when it is sunny here, it is the most beautiful place in the world to be. Maybe the only other place I probably like to live, I don't know, there's certainly certain areas in France, rural France, that I do love. And I adore Italy. I went to Italy on honeymoon. I absolutely adore Italy. So probably Tuscany, somewhere like that. I'm not sure. There's so many places in Italy that I do love. So yeah, maybe Italy, but I do love it here. And the final question, question 10, what do you do when you get writer's block? As I said just before, I'm always under a deadline, so I don't have too much time to get writer's block. I tend to find it a real struggle to start writing a book. I get an idea, I think, oh, this is really great, it's going to work well. And then I start writing it and think, I'm not exactly sure how to navigate this. And I get probably blocked a bit then. But because I'm under a deadline and I have to then deliver the book, I have to find my way through it. So I just keep writing. I write anything that I can think of to do with the book, even if it's a plan for the characters or a plan to how I'm going to set the book out, something like that, working through that a little bit more. Or if I really am struggling, I'll take the dogs out for a walk. I'll probably do some gardening, take myself completely away from it. But I always do come straight back, and then I always do write something. I think it's probably, I mean, I've been writing for years, so I think it's probably, a habit, not habit, what do you call it? I don't know, just making myself do it. So yes. And I think that's it. Actually, I've answered all the questions. I hope you find some of those interesting. Thank you for listening. And as I said, you will probably find this, it's the author tag, and it will be that we'll probably all, or most of us, I don't know, you'll find a lot of us using the hashtag AuthorTubers Assemble. And I know that Emma Bennett will have a playlist of lots of all the different authors on her on her lovely YouTube channel. So do pop over there to have a listen to other authors, because I know that's what I'll be doing. I'm now interested to see what others have said about how they've answered their questions. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed my answers.